It's live on KEXP. I'm your host, Kevin Cole, from listener-powered, independent 90.3 FM, KEXP, broadcasting live in Seattle and streaming 24/7 at kexp.org and via our free mobile apps. We are a nonprofit. These live performances are made possible by donations from listeners, viewers just like you, and I'm so happy to be joined today by Fyield and the Future Landscapes project. Now, Fyield take field recordings of nature and the earth, and they've used these recordings from various sites to create these compositions and songs that we're about to hear. A lot to talk about, but let's hear the music first.
5,000 years, old memories, years, old stories, planetary library, preserved for centuries, melting into oblivion, layer after layer, 30 past, bleeding into the present. Ancient air, in deep decay, traces of what we were float away, and when it dissolves, of blockbusters, spectacle of decadence, overflowing evidence, broadcasted live right in front of our eyes, in an entertaining show we're touching our own, in an entertaining show we're touching our own, in an entertaining show we're by the Mount of Camphor.
It's Fyield live on KEXP, selections from future landscapes. Amazing. Václav, would you introduce your fellow artists here?
Yes, so we've got Pan Thorarensen here from Iceland and Kryštof Kříček from Prague.
It is great seeing you all. I've seen you all in various different other projects over the course of the last decade outside of Seattle.
Thank you.
But great having you. And I don't know if anybody's ever been injured while performing.
Again?
I don't know if anybody's been injured before during a live session here.
No.
So I hope you're doing well.
Yes, I'm doing, yeah.
So, man, Future Landscapes is a really ambitious interdisciplinary project, a project about the impact of climate change, consumption, greed, need, politics.
Yes.
Man, I don't even know where to start, but where did you guys start? How did this project evolve?
With my friends Teresa Svadoshova and her partner Ivo Bystričan, he's a film director, she's a producer. They approached me with this idea that they want to make a project to study the climate change through sound, because Ivo is used to making films, right? And he felt like it's been too much reviewed by sight, but nobody really cares about how things sound. And we were kind of like wondering what the sound can tell us about this situation we're in. And so we decided to go on this trip, these two expeditions we did in Czech Republic and Iceland. And basically we chose certain locations that have an impact on the society, on the world. And those were mainly energetic sources for our civilization. So we went to these places, and we chose the Iceland as a big contrast to Czech Republic. And we traveled these countries for 5 days each, and we spent in each location 1 day. And basically with also presence of this philosopher Lukáš Likavčan, we were trying to listen and talk and have these conversations about like what the sound can tell us. And on these trips we used the specialists for field recording. In Czech Republic it was Sara Pinheiro. She's from Portugal but living in Prague. And in Iceland it was Magnus Bergson. And from the sounds we collected on these trips, we then used them for composing these songs. So each song is from a certain location. We used the notes by the philosopher for inspiration for the lyrics. And here we are, yes.
I should mention that there's a great website, futurelandscapes.cz, where there's just incredible visuals, photographs, field notes from these songs. And to look back at the set we just heard, ending with Lungs of Stone, that was recorded, or the original found field recordings were from a coal-fired power plant.
Right.
Right before that, the song, We Hear the Call, was the sounds were from Aquaphonic Farm.
Right.
A little more peaceful.
Yes.
Holding Tight was recorded, the field recordings were at a site of an oil well, and Blockbuster at a glacier lagoon in Iceland. So did you have any preconceived notions as to what the sounds might be like and the music you were going to create, or did you wait until you were actually able to record these sounds and then you basically sort of collaborated in a way with nature?
Yes, we kept this distance on the beginning, kind of like to experience these places like in like the most pure possible way. So the most advanced person in this collective was the philosopher. He had a knowledge, he studied these places, so he was pushing our feelings and ideas about what we felt on those places. And to be honest, like I really have had no idea what the sounds will be like, and it was incredible.
What kind of surprises were there for you in terms of the sound? And what we're hearing is you playing with those sounds as well.
Right. We used basically the sounds as instruments, later, and for composing these songs. And as a musician, I'm used to listening, right? And the older I get, the more I listen to the environment, and I really feel connected with the environment. So I feel that it's something that's in me quite natural. But like getting to like listen with these special microphones and special instruments, like sounds under the water, or we also went to a volcano, and these places I would never think that I will go to, and like hearing what is happening even like underneath what because we were also like feeling the vibrations, like there's these instruments, they can really sense sounds that we can't hear. And also like sitting there with the headphones, it was just like really like pushing it much further. So
when you have really sensitive microphones like that and can hear the sound of the earth, What's it sound? Is it screaming? Is it loud? Is it quiet? Like you think of recording the sounds of a glacier melting.
Yeah, actually, like each song was each location was specific. Like for example, the glacier, and you could hear it in the song. And basically, if you go to the webpage, you can listen to these songs. They are on Apple Music and Spotify. But we've got this archive of the sound, so you can like listen to the raw sounds that we used later for composing these compositions. And the glacier, like when we listened under the water, it sounded like garden, like birds singing.
Wow.
But then in the back, you could hear how it's like how the earth is shaking because like these big pieces of ice are falling apart, you know, and or with the oil well, there's this like constant movement that this machine is doing maybe like for 100 years now, and it's constantly like sucking out this liquid that we're so dependent on, you know, so. It was really intense, and right there, like sitting in these locations, we were kind of like having these ideas, like how to use these sounds for the compositions later.
Yeah, there's one bit of imagery that, in part, it's a lyric from the Blockbuster song, the first song you did, that was in part using sounds from the Glacier Lagoon, that I thought was really amazing. The lyric is like 5,000-year-old stories in a planetary library that has been preserved for centuries and is now melting into oblivion. But this line, I don't think, is in the song. It says, the wealthier tourists float up to the glacier in a boat and touch the symbol of their own doom.
That's right. Yes, that's right. And that's the most kind of like ridiculous thing about this whole situation we're at, right? So it's still used for entertainment.
Yeah.
So people like go with boats to touch the ice. They fly helicopters over the volcano, which has this uncontrolled energy that we cannot use because the earth is just bleeding, you know, this lava out. So, and what we learned about the sound, and that's kind of like fascinating in a way, is that it doesn't have borders. Mm-hmm. It goes through things, you know. So it really pushes our thinking, and also the fact that if you want to hear, you have to have this time and patience. And I feel like that's something that we're missing, and that's something that we have to learn to be able to kind of like deal with this.
Yeah, as artists, you're helping us do that, and you're bringing that to us.
Thank you.
The project is called Future Landscapes. So what does sound tell us about our future?
I feel like it tells us to listen not just to the environment, but to each other. And what we've learned on this trip is like, it was amazingly well received. But I realized like, yeah, but we're in this bubble, right? In this cultural bubble. And what is, for me or us, we feel the next step is like to step out of this bubble and like talk to people that maybe are stuck with their different thinking. But it's natural because like they are connected with such different environment. And I feel that's the power we can do with being able to make this music together and like meet all these people, you know. And I feel like, you know, the sound is in a way like it can be a cure, but it's also a weapon. Mm-hmm. It can hurt people. So if I think people should be really like paying attention, and kind of use the sounds for their own health and well-being, right? And of course, like you can hear it with all these like music genres, like each has different mental, you know, like sorrows. But that's great about it, I think. Well,
it's absolutely fascinating, and I would again encourage listeners and viewers to check out futurelandscapes.cz because there's just a wealth of content there that is incredibly thought-provoking.
Thank you.
Fyield, thank you so much for this project and for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you for taking...
Thank you for having us.
You bet. And it's Fyield live on KEXP. Huge thanks to the KEXP crew. Thank you all for listening and watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll get notifications when we launch videos, which happens a lot. And these live sessions are made possible by donations from listeners just like you. Thanks to all who donate. I'm Kevin Cole. Thanks tons for listening and viewing live on KEXP. Discover new music at kexp.org.